Today we're back in California, but this time we're in Santa Barbara, California, standing on this circular motor court out front of this remodeled home. Just 6 years ago, it took on a full renovation to what you see behind me with all these geometric clean lines, but still it's very refined inside, but also has a touch of playfulness. But I want to give a big thank you to Sally Forster Jones, the listing agent of this incredible nearly $60 million property here, sitting on 4 acres on this bluff side. We have incredible, just endless ocean views out of all these picture frame windows here in this home, but we've got an entrance gate over here, all this lush greenery. I mean, everything is just trimmed and manicured perfectly. And on this retaining wall, I mean, take a look at the rosemary that's just draping over all these concrete blocks, the palm trees, the agave plants, the yucca plants in here as well. There's just so much life here. Another reason why I love coming to California is because there's so much mixed topography and obviously landscaping. But we've got the fountain in the very center of this home, just kind of centering you back in, kind of creating for a zen, peaceful experience as you walk up to this curved entrance. This is stunning. Notice all the limestone, all smoothed out as you step up. You'll notice this patinaed arch that continues with all these wooden arches into this gallery-like foyer. Before I step all the way in, I want to show you guys around the circumference of this home. I mean, we have patinaed copper gutters just wrapping this metal roof. And then on the opposite side, we're very efficient here. So we've got solar panels that cover the entire opposite side of the home. But before I go all the way in, come over here and check out these palm trees. Again, we've got this motor court here that kind of just flows like the fountain here at the center of the motor court. And I just got to stand next to this. I mean, look at the size of these palm trees. These are massive. They carry a lot of weight here on this side of the home. But again, plenty of parking over here. And then if you follow me over here, we've got a 3-stall car garage. And it's all paneled in that coastal wood that we've seen wrapping this home with that mixed stucco and glass that you're gonna see throughout this tour. But now let's go inside, and looks like we have someone joining us. I think this is Rusty, I wanna say. So he's gonna join on this tour, maybe lead us, because he lives here, so he knows the home just a little bit better than we do. All right, so now stepping inside the foyer, things are gonna get a little spooky, and you'll see why. I mean, it's we're getting close to Halloween, so they've got some decor here, so it's not too scary, don't worry, but we've got some decor obviously hanging in here in this gallery-like hallway, and the anticipation just grows and grows as you wrap this corner, and then you see that staircase. It's just creates for a really cool big moment. And then you have all the skylights just creating for different pockets of light that just move throughout the day here. And then look at this. Again, this is the gallery, right? So you've got a saber-tooth tiger here as you enter this home. Before we get too far here on the main level tour, we walked right past these custom steel and glass doors because we just had them open because the weather here is just perfect. So you just kind of have everything open here in Santa Barbara, but the curvature follows from the outside and just the symmetry with that fountain right in the middle. But now here, in this gallery-like foyer, the limestone again beneath our feet, all smooth to the touch, and it almost feels like it's floating here. See that integrated lighting next to these clay pots, just giving out that rustic vibe. But we've got 3 lanes. The first one is that anticipation that builds as you curve this corner, and you'll notice the view, the staircase, which is incredible, and the dining area just off. Then you've got more bedrooms off to my left, and then to my right, we're gonna head over into the primary suite wing, which is also connected to the game room. So we've got a lot happening everywhere you go in the home. We've got storage everywhere. The ceilings take on this coastal aesthetic. Everything's vaulted in that whitewash coastal finish. But now over here, we've got what could be a caretaker's room or the youngest child, because it's right off of the primary suite. So we'll step in and check this one out here. And here you have the vanity. It's all carved to make it look and appear as it's just one solid piece as it waterfalls over, and on the herringbone pattern in the walk-in shower. And then this is a great space for a caretaker, right, or the youngest child, as it is also connected to the office, which takes on this cottage aesthetic with all the beams on the ceiling in there. So just another great room with a couple different entrances. But now let's go into the primary suite. And the first thing you'll probably notice when you step inside is how light, bright, and airy everything feels. And again, it kind of builds the anticipation as your view grows as you step up these stairs onto the primary bedroom. But first here in this hangout area, you've got the pink day bed and the chair, and even the wet bar area over here on this countertop is also done in that same pink pastel. You can sit here, and from this vantage point, you can obviously see the endless views of the Pacific, but also some of the different mature trees here, the beautiful landscaping, and then the lookout area just on the corner of this bluffside 4-acre property. It's really special, but now as you step up, that view just grows once again and becomes more elevated. You got the fireplace just off this king-size bed, just to give you an idea for how large the space is and how coastal it feels with these whitewashed beams that you see on the ceilings and just the views. We're gonna be saying that a lot on today's tour. I think we do that on most tours. There's usually incredible views everywhere we go, which is obviously a lot of fun, but all these different walkways just wrap this property. So you have all these different vantage points between the fire pits, the pool, and then obviously this little lookout area I just mentioned. It's just very, very dreamy. But now over here, we're gonna step into the bathroom. The first thing you're greeted by is this enormous freestanding tub with just incredible views of that endless ocean once again. I love these cypress trees that are found here in this area, just creating for different pockets and keyholes and just great sight lines. And then behind me, we've got the enormous walk-in shower with 2 rainfall shower heads with that mosaic tile on the backsplash and all these hand-laid tiles on the floor. That same stonework on this waterfall-edged seating arrangement is also found here. I mean, look how smooth and just integrated it is into the wall. That transition from the drywall to the stone is just done beautifully with that hardware. Just very contemporary, right? Comes out of the wall, no clutter, just very clean lines everywhere in the space. And then above, we have that same metallic kind of drip-like fixture hanging above. And here in the mirror, you can see Lydia manning the camera, but I thought this was pretty fun. So if you hit the mirror button, it just comes to life right there. So obviously, every girl's dream, right, Lyd? Lighting's important, right, when you get ready. So over here in the water closet, you have another one of those Moroccan pennant fixtures hanging above, just casting a nice ambient glow. And you've got another vanity. So you've got 3 different options in here. And then these sconces kind of look like they've been carved from salt blocks, but as you can see, they're just porcelain. But now going into the walk-through closet, I mean, this feels like we're in Nordstrom or like some gallery somewhere at a department store with all this integrated lighting. And it just keeps going. It takes on this like infinity look. And you've got this amazing mirror to obviously, before you step out for the day, you can make sure your entire fit looks good. But now we're gonna step down where we started by this stormtrooper who was just dripped out in Gucci, Hermes, and Louis into the rest of the home. Just look at the size of the door here and just the wide planked white oak beneath our feet and also on these doors. Everything is just substantial. Even the hinges, everything just so well made. But now I want to show you guys more of this side of the home. So off your mudroom and 3-stall car garage, you have the laundry room. So this is completely set up for, if you have maid service here, as you do have dual washer and dryers, a full island in here for folding linens and hiding them away behind any of these cabinets. So a lot of thoughtful touches on top of a commercial grade freezer in here as well. So all these little details hidden away even here in the laundry room. And notice this coastal wood on the ceiling and just the detail that's even happening down this hallway as we go down to the lower level or game room. There's a lot happening down here as well. And behind this door here, we've got the guest house. So we've got 2 guest bedrooms in here. Our first one setting just aside our gas fire pit outside, and then inside we've got another ensuite, marble on every surface, very contemporary finishes. And check this out, we've got a full kitchen in here. There's vaulted ceilings, just enormous windows in here as well, and everything you might need if you're staying for a day or 2, or if you end up staying for a lot longer, which would be very easy to do here at this house. I mean, check out the couch. Just wraps perfectly on this wall, almost like it was made for this room. It was. It was. And then in here, we've got another bedroom, very similar to the vibe of the one just across, but this one fits in perfectly with the angles of this house, with another ensuite with just, again, marble on every single surface. And then outside this door, this takes us off the motor court, so you can get to and from your guest house, enjoying the gas fire pit to your cars on the motor court without disturbing anyone in the main house, which I thought was super thoughtful. So like I said, if you're staying here for a day, two, or if you end up staying for a lot longer, you can have your own little area on this side of the home. Now coming back in, we're gonna walk down the stair set, and on the lowest level of the home, we have the game room. So straight ahead, you have the wine cellar. It's being currently set up as storage, but you could easily hold 1,000 bottles of wine. And just off your game room in this Moody layout, you have a Moody ensuite. You have this handcrafted artisanal vanity right here. And just, again, everything is just dressed in a matte finish here inside this space. And it wouldn't be a game room without a pool table. And then behind it, you have this window bench that goes the entire width of the wall. And you can open up these French doors, let that Pacific breeze come in, and you have a full commercial grade playground out here. I mean, from the rubber turf, the sand pits, the teeter-totter, the swings, the in-ground trampoline. I mean, they actually had someone who makes and builds parks, like commercial, like state parks, come out here and build them, one in the backyard, which I thought was so fun. But dartboard set up, games over here, poker, classics on the arcade machine, and then of course, this enormous U-shaped couch just across from the snack shack. So you've got everything set up from snow cones, popcorn, microwave, and then the mini refrigerators down below. And of course, the candy right behind me. So a lot of fun, obviously, here in this space, just off your playground and backyard. But now I want to take you guys back on the main living level and go tour the rest of the bedrooms. Now back here on the main level, we have a new shape that's unlocked. We have some curvature happening out here at this wet bar. We've been dealing with a lot of right angles in geometric triangles, throughout the home, but I thought this was a nice touch with the curved glass, the curved cabinets, and this all opens up accordion style to the pool, the flat grounds, and of course the outdoor kitchen. So love this airy moment and that breeze that's coming from the ocean right now. It feels really nice. We've been walking around this house, getting all warm, so nice to cool off. But hidden behind here is your wet bar. So if you want that clean look, you can have it, but if you're entertaining, these just all seamlessly pocket away. So I thought that was a nice touch. And look at that. You've got the wine station right here, or whatever you have here on tap, refrigerated. So pretty sweet, but you've got these really cool Americana kind of pop culture blasts of color on these white walls, which I thought was a nice touch. Just love the tones that this brings out as you go down this hallway. But here on our right, we're gonna make our stop at another one of the bedrooms. And just to recap, 6 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, just under 11,800 square feet, and a lot more we haven't even gotten to yet. And of course, all the outdoor space. So each of the bedrooms that you're gonna notice throughout this tour are all flush with the drywall. So everything's very clean and contemporary. And he's got quite the setup in here. It's all like done on like a safari, like he's somewhere camping, which I thought was super fun. The star wallpaper and the playful pennant fixtures that we see hanging above. So I thought that was super fun. And it's all done on a slope, just following the same slope pattern of the exterior roof line. And then here in the bathroom, you've got more stars beneath your feet on this blue tile, more starbursts on these pennant fixtures, herringbone pattern wrapping every surface here in the walk-in shower, and he's got a deep soaking tub. So a great guest bedroom. But now we're gonna go right across the hall into another guest bedroom. Again, everything's flush. This one has a seating arrangement on the far right of this king-size bed. And just look at the ceilings. I love that coastal charm that it brings out with this whitewash finish and all the different angles. It's really fun. And this all opens up. Everything is just done with such quality. I'm just opening this door up with a finger, and it all opens up onto your pool deck. So I'm very excited to step out here because there's even more lines and shapes happening on the exterior backside of this home. But integrated closet right here behind these white oak cabinets, and then stepping inside the bathroom, beneath your feet, you have that gray tile in this hexagonal pattern that you're gonna notice not only here, but also the tile above the toilet and in the shower. So that pattern is very consistent and cohesive throughout this story of the home. But clean vanity right here, and that red stained wood is also on the built-ins over here. So a lot of those great touches And now stepping up, we've got a little playroom or bonus room. And this is all done on a massive barn door, so you can completely close this side of the home off. So this bonus room or playroom is a continuation of the room here, or obviously, you can share, right? But if it were me living here, this is my whole room. No one's coming in, I'm closing this door off, this is my gaming room. But we've got stars on the wallpaper here, kind of continuing that star theme, artwork and little animals everywhere. I love the curtains here, just adds a cool texture and element here, kind of bringing that Moroccan vibe once again, especially with the color tones as well on this couch. And then behind here, you have the TV. So bookshelves, and then as you step up, you've got the bedroom. So this is super fun. You've got a basketball hoop above my head, another one up there. Can never have too many basketball hoops. And of course, his bed set up. And then this is just off that flow-like circular motor court out here. But what is really unique about this, it's like, okay, how do you get up there, right? So you actually have to climb this climbing wall to get up to another gaming setup, which is super fun. And I love the windows up there. Everything's angular, just following the exterior slope line of this home. But then in the bathroom, you've got more geometric shapes, and it's all, again, walk-in. Everything that you're gonna see here is gonna be en suite. And walk-in closet. So that same idea again and again throughout this home. But now continuing right along, because again, we've got a lot of square footage, a lot of home to still step into. And now down this hallway, we have these fogged pendant fixtures hanging above, wrapped in metal, and the ceilings get taller and taller and open all the way back up again before you get to your gym, your steam room, or direct access to your pool and the Pacific Ocean. So this is one of the few homes that actually has a stair set all the way down to the ocean, which is super cool. And we're also gonna try it. We're gonna try it out. We should count how many steps there are. There's probably a lot. If we're going all the way to the ocean from this bluff side, it's probably a lot. But in here, you've got the steam room, like I've said, and that window that follows the slope of the roof line goes all the way through here into the water closet. So it's a very smart way to get natural light into these different areas that normally don't. And then of course, like I've said, the steam room right in there, which is all neighboring your gym. And this gym is commercial grade, like most things in this home that you're gonna see are commercial grade. And look at all these different lines in here. Just all the different angles and shapes. It just lets light play so differently and move throughout the day. And they've got every piece of equipment that you'd ever need. And I love this beam right here, the exposed trusses, and again, the metal work. Over here, you have a little Zen garden. So you can exit this door just off this treadmill, and you have a really nice moment just to get centered and relax right off of this little water fountain feature right here. So I like the intention and having all this just off your gym and steam room just to kind of relax and unwind. But now we're gonna enter that third sight line. If you remember at the beginning of this tour, I talked about those 3 different lines that make up this home, and now we're gonna go all the way down where that big moment is building, where that staircase sets. And this artwork, isn't this so cool? I love the pops of color up these white walls. And these dual doors all open up to your pool. And here you have that wall-mounted driftwood, and this door enters into the office space and extra room off that bedroom we saw earlier. And then this has to be by far my favorite spot in the entire home. The spiral staircase is just stunning. 2 height ceilings, walls of glass, exit points everywhere throughout this space, so you can travel in and out the home seamlessly. But I love the white wood that we have wrapping this glass railing. Everything is very light, airy, and that coastal vibe is very strong here. You've got these curved couches just off this glass coffee table, and it's all being held up by that tree trunk base, which is just stunning. Again, that driftwood. And then here, the travertine fireplace travels all the way up these vaulted ceilings. It's so beautiful. And I love this lamp over here that's mounted to the wall, and just how oversized it is as well. Just adds a nice level of feng shui to this room. But now if we go up this staircase, I'm gonna take you guys to this office space, and it is stunning. I don't know how you get any work done here because it's just beautiful. I'd be just staring out the window. But as you come up the staircase, your views grow and grow once again. And I love the bend of the railing looking down. And then here you have it. Off to my right, you have the desk, and then behind the desk, more cutouts where that light travels into this space nicely. And I love the architectural lines that are followed from the exterior and reflected on the inside of this home. It's beautiful. And then behind me, we've got a powder room with more beautiful stonework on that floating vanity with a vessel sink. And again, this home was reimagined 6 years ago. So I'm assuming in this area, it was more Mediterranean, right, on the architecture. So you have this little circular turret, and it makes for a really cool little cove area for the seating arrangement, overlooking the basketball court and pool area. But now look at this. This is a great way to end your evenings, is coming right here or down one of these paths and just watching that sun drop over the horizon line. And I love that you can see different ships off in the distance and boaters. We've even seen dolphins the other day. It really is a very magical home. But now let's head back downstairs, because again, we have more space to still tour, if you can believe it. We've got the kitchen that we're gonna tour right after we go down the staircase. As you can see, this home is very livable for the most part, besides the game room and the theater, and upstairs, everything is on one level. And right here, you've got seating for 10 at the formal dining area, 2 pendant fixtures hanging above in that frosted glass. It almost looks like ice the way it's finished, but behind it, you've got that travertine fireplace once again, just anchoring this side of the home, creating for balance. And then behind it, on each respective sides, you've got these custom built-ins, so you can hide anything, china, anything you might need, decor, crows and spiders, off your dining table. So into the kitchen. This entire footprint of this home was made for entertaining, right? So you've got tons of space to sprawl, especially in this area. These 2 coastal shades over your 6-burner Wolf stove. And again, everything's very clean here. Everything's very minimal, even the colors and tones. And we've got some Miele appliances behind me, all integrated into the cabinets. Lydia's favorite, right? The built-in Miele espresso machine. If you lived here, you would be every day. Yeah, every day, yeah, exactly. But you've got 2 sinks adjacent to one another, all done in porcelain, and an amazing picture frame window overlooking your entertainment space, which we're about to go explore. But first, if you look up, look at these different lines and beams. I mean, they found so many different ways to get light to travel into this space, which I thought was really unique. And again, I talked about how everything is just one loop, there's no dead ends. You can exit right here to the outdoor kitchen and pool. So very thoughtful. Butler's pantry and pantry behind me. But now if we travel this way, you've got a great seating area right here. More of that white oak that we've seen everywhere, this time on this seating arrangement. L-shaped couch, and this is just an amazing space to gather. I mean, you've got the exposed beams, the brackets, the fireplace once again, all opening up. And this has to be the largest residential window I've ever seen. I mean, look at this, it's massive. It's also tinted. So when that sun drops, it just saturates it even more, and it's stunning. But now we're gonna go tour the outside of this home. So we've got so much outdoor space, guys, like seriously. Again, 4 acres on this bluff side and tons of flat ground and grass. And I love all these different cypress trees, just creating for different pockets and sight lines. Elevated platforms for sunbathing opposite of the pool. So you can enter the playground from multiple different lanes. They did such a great job at creating flow in this property. And they took the time to pave it as well. So they had a commercial grade builder come out here who actually makes playgrounds for parks, like actual parks, come here and execute that at their family home. I mean, can you imagine being a kid growing up here and being like, yeah, my playground has ocean views. Like, this is incredible. Are you kidding me? So over here, just off the game room and movie theater area, well, first, look at the backside of this home, the facade and just all those different architectural lines. It's so contemporary, but again, that coastal vibe with that washed, aged wood that's been weathered and the stucco on the exterior. It's really, really well done. So you've got the swing set here, the tunnel, different places to hang out, the sand pit, the teeter-totter. I mean, you name it, they have it. I'm tempted, but like, I'm a little too big for this place. But you've got the rubber turf beneath you, just like you would see at like a state park, and then the trampoline. So, I mean, this is so cool. But you've got a jungle gym over here as well. And these cypress trees just create for so much drama. You've got rosemary just dressed everywhere throughout these grounds, and a little seating arrangement over here. So these two chairs hold some significance to the owners. So these are pulled from a stadium and they're numbered 103 and 104. So you can just enjoy these views on the very edge of the property. I mean, it really doesn't get more dramatic than this. Sitting here, listening to the waves crash against this bluff side and just looking out over the cliffs. It's stunning. But now we've got even more to tour here. And I love how these are all paved. Another seating arrangement up here to enjoy. And then on the opposite side of this, there's an area where you can actually light a fire and relax and watch the sunset and get even closer to the edge of the property. Down in the center of this home is one of the few areas where you can actually walk all the way down. And earlier, we counted how many steps that it took to go all the way down to the ocean. I guessed 70 steps, Lydia guessed 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, 35, 36, 37. Okay, we're already at 70, we're not even halfway. 99, 100, 160, 161. I think there's around 250. I kind of messed up counting a couple times because there's a few steps, right? But now we're gonna go over to the pool area and the hangout spot. Now stepping up onto your fire pit hangout area, they've carved out a rock to make that fire pit, which I thought was super unique. Full kitchen setup out here. Commercial grade pizza oven, of course. I mean, this is just such a vibe. I mean, look at the sun out here. This is incredible. We've got the fireplace going, but we've got an incredible spot over here to take in the views and another fireplace to kind of gather around and just have a great conversation with whomever you have here. So across this area, we've got the dining area, casual seating, another area to get some work done off this kitchen. So you can prep over here and serve over here or vice versa, because this is closer to the pool. So this pool deck, when you look at the square footage out here, I think there's just as much square footage out here if you add on the basketball court as there is on the inside of the home. There's that much concrete and patio space out here. But you've got the shallow end that fades in slowly to the deep end here off the jacuzzi. And I love these little areas to kind of get away and just get a little bit more shelter from the sun here. Just cozy up, read a book. And standing here, you really get to appreciate the back facade and the architecture of this home. All the different cutouts, the turrets off that office area, and just all the different lines. It's really, really architecturally pleasing. But over here, it kind of feels like you're, I mean, really just resort living if you go on this little off-road trail on these tiles over to your basketball court. Obviously, there's another paved pathway that we'll take here in a moment, but another one off the motor court. And you can play on this court anytime you want because we've got lights out here. But when I see a basketball court, I at least have to put something up. I mean, I'm in like the worst basketball attire, so this is gonna be extremely embarrassing. Oh God. And also I've been walking around all day. I just got off the plane and I haven't eaten much, so. So, all right, I'm just gonna do that, all right? I can't move. This hoop down here is also 10 feet. Comment down below, Gavin, you're really good at basketball if you made it this far in the video. This part of the home is just beautiful. We got this little seating arrangement over here. I mean, what a better way to end your evening if you were to live here than to walk down this path and just sit by this fireplace as Blue Hour is now here. This is so nice. Can you imagine living here?